Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. If your vehicle seems a little sluggish, or maybe there's a delay in the power when you hit the gas, well, guess what? The TS booster is just what the doctor ordered. I know you've seen other throttle boosters, and so have I. A lot of them void the warranty. Maybe they throw a code. Not going to happen with the TS booster. Super simple to install. We'll tell you about that in a minute. The TS booster does not ask your vehicle to perform anything beyond its normal capabilities. It just makes the throttle open faster. All that means you don't have to worry about voiding your warranty by installing one, and you'll notice the difference in acceleration the first time you put your foot down. Now the TS booster, just these two plugs. You plug in near the pedal and you get your power from the 5-volt system. And I've heard a lot of folks say that the 5-volt system is going to be too much of a draw on that. I've talked to the engineers at TS Booster. They've shown me proof that that is simply not the case. The TS Booster is smart. It powers up whenever the throttle and engine control module turn on. When the ECM turns off, the TS Booster turns itself off. And how's this for smart? The TS Booster version 3 has an auto learn feature. So once you plug it in, you turn the key on and slowly move the pedal to the floor and back. The lights on the unit will blink while you're doing it, and they'll stop when the auto learn process is complete. That means each TS Booster model can cover a whole range of vehicles, and I know you're wondering if it's going to work for your car or truck. Just go to the website and look for the application list. Chances are, if you have a domestic vehicle, they've got you covered. They've recently added some BMWs, Subarus, and Toyotas, and they're adding more models all the time. So let's talk about the different modes you get with the TS Booster. There's a street and the race modes. You want to show off a little bit? Well, taking a hint from Spaceballs there, they've got a ludicrous mode. Most people drive around in the sport mode, make it a little more snappy than it would under normal circumstances. And here's a cool feature of the TS Booster. It's not just about laying it down, it's also about saving fuel. There's an eco mode you can put it in that knocks the throttle response down 25%. And it also governs it at the top end. You'll never get to full throttle. You'll be able to ease into the throttle a lot easier than you would just by using your foot and by sense of feel. What if you have to hand your vehicle over to a valet? Well, there is a valet mode, cuts the throttle by 50%. They say that's like taking a turbocharged car and disabling the turbo altogether. With a new version of the TS Booster, there's a security mode that locks the pedal out altogether and keeps potential thieves from stealing your vehicle. I know what you've been waiting to ask this whole time: is the TS Booster safe for your vehicle? Well, there's a lot of safety features built in. There's a watchdog timer. If something goes wrong, the watchdog resets the system. You won't even know it as the user. The TS Booster has a fail-safe sensor monitor. If you're familiar with today's throttles, you know there are two separate outputs from the throttle. The TS Booster makes sure both are responding. That way the vehicle won't run away on you and do something you don't want it to. The TS Booster does not require any extra wiring. It's emissions compliant in 49 states, and they're working to get every model carb compliant in California. The TS Booster will change the way you drive, and it's going to change the way you feel about your vehicle. Go to tsbooster.com to see if they make one for your vehicle, and once you get one, you're going to notice a huge difference. Get a TS Booster and prepare to launch. And speaking of launching, check out what we found at PRI a couple of weeks ago. For nearly 4 decades, Neal Chance Racing Converters has been innovating in the world of motorsports, and that continues today. Now, Marty, what do you have over here for the high horsepower cars?
This right here is one of the newest creations we've designed. This is an all-billet torque converter, 12.3 inches, specifically designed for top fuel nitromethane stuff. That means not one single piece of this was copied after any kind of an OE torque converter. The whole thing was designed, conceived, engineered on CAD-CAM specifically for nitromethane. We did a little testing actually in a diesel application. The fire pump truck put this in about a year ago, and the very first outing, they became the first diesel of any kind to run in the 3-second range.
Now, what's unique about the construction of this torque converter?
Well, of course, since this thing is all billet, the turbine, every impeller, the stator, everything was made on CAD-CAM, made out of billet on a 5-axis CNC, in-house.
Well, let's face it, most of the folks watching don't have a top fuel car. They're not making that kind of horsepower, but they might be interested in this other item right over here. Tell me what this is.
Well, this is definitely more for the masses. This is a 4L80 converter that we've developed this year, and it's designed to hold extremely high horsepower and still be able to lock up. I'm talking 2,000 plus horsepower. So if you've got a street rod with 1,000 horsepower plus, boosted, and of course you know your car goes faster when you lock it up, but you don't want to be burning up clutches, this is the answer. I don't care what kind of power you make, this converter will hold that power consistently year after year, and it's bolt together. So if you want access, if you want to play around with it like the big boys do at the racetrack, you got that access as well.
You're always innovating, like we said, as indicated by this turbine here. How is this different from other ones we've seen?
Well, again, that's a billet 5-axis turbine. So it's not taken out of any OE passenger vehicle and tried to modify for your race car. This was designed specific for a race car, and there's nothing like it in the world.
Neal Chance Racing Converters dominates in the motorsports world, and they never stop innovating. You can get one at racingconverters.com. Tell you what, some amazing technology with the gear we saw at PRI. We've got a lot more cool stuff coming up right after the break, so don't go anywhere. Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, returns in just a few.